Alrighty, if you are turning into tonight's video, if you are live, if you are replaying, this video tonight will be also uploaded to my YouTube channel. You can find my YouTube channel actually on YouTube at Coach Trayce Madre. For those who do not know me, my name is Trayce Madre. I've been in this company now for about 3 months. I am an executive director in the company. It's not my first time around in network marketing. I've been an entrepreneur now for about 21 years. I'm actually going on my 22nd year of being an entrepreneur. And I'll start, the first thing that's just even coming to my head is that I really, really love this company. I really love the company's culture. I love the company's products. I love how easy and duplicatable our system is. So just a little bit more in regards to me. Sometimes people may say like, oh, you can move so fast because anybody, that person may be moving so fast because they have prior business knowledge or they're putting everything together. And if you're on my team, I always love to share with people is that the reason of success, I actually was talking last night and I was sharing with everybody going that when you see people that have sometimes the most level of success or they're moving extremely fast, it's usually because of all of what they've had to go through. Even for me, I was actually just listening to another team call. I was actually just listening to the CEO of the company. And one of the things that he was saying was that he, by him getting to where he is, there was so many times in which he fell on his forehead and he had to learn from those mistakes, you know, just over and over and over again. And for me, I kind of feel like that's the same sentiment in which I want to share tonight. And also to just share why I felt so strongly about putting this training together, and then also to talking to the team. And then also to not just talking to the team, but you're going to find tonight's training be a little bit slow. I am also I just opened on up the Zoom group chat. If there are questions, you're going to find that I'm going over or I'm going to be asking you, do you understand that? If not, please post in the chat area. And the reason why, even what just resonated with me, just listening to the CEO, is because in order to be able to do something, has anybody ever heard the statement that hindsight is 20/20? Like if you had known, like remember when you was out kicking it on for 20/20? If you had known this was 20/20, would you have done what you did? You know, like hindsight 20 being 20/20. It's just kind of funny to think back. And for me, I go hindsight, had I had known, I will tell you for me, I've built my successful business that has multiple streams. And I had always been shared. As a matter of fact, when I first came into network marketing, my sister she kept trying to get me to sign up, How many of y'all was trying to get y'all siblings to sign up? You know, they would be good. And I was like, I mean, even got to the point where I was like, look here, she's younger than me. Sorry, I'm about to say it like this. But I was like, look at little girl. I am busy. I am doing something else. This is not what I want to do. Like, I will help you. I will sign up. I will buy some of your products, you know? And hindsight being 20/20, I go, if I had understood what I was saying no to, I wouldn't have said no. I just wouldn't have did that. And then now, whereas if we have some people on the team, I see people not getting binary qualified, not placing their orders correctly, doing things like placing on a customer account, wanting to promote and wanting to see these big checks, or not understanding where and when to kind of move, because we move from 7 days to 7 days. I go, I got to get this to a position, which is the reason of the record, where you understand what you're doing, and then you can make a decision based upon where your goals are. So let me tell you this. Background for me, even also to being in business, if anybody has been on my previous teams, you know I'm huge on personal development. I'm huge on just writing out goals, writing out visions, and making them plain. So before I even start this training today, I'm gonna ask you all to write down for yourself. You do not have to put it in the chat. Why did you join TLC? Like, what did you join this business for? Even if, say, for instance, you started taking the product. I'll tell you, for me, I have some of the products that are actually sitting right here. They just came in my box. I have a fun little goodie box that's sitting right in here in front of me. of a whole bunch of products in which I just bought, right? But when I first came into TLC, I lost weight in the company, and the business brain that I am instantly knew that if this product did what it did for me, I lost 7 pounds the first week, 5 the next. I lost a total of 46. I'm back to 36. About to have to roll back forward a little bit, but having the ultimate level of confidence of knowing what I was doing, I knew that if I was able to give this to customers, I'm a big person that understands that people will do something repetitively over and over again if it works for them. So I almost felt like I landed into the next amazing business opportunity because I knew it was great. And then after I landed into that business opportunity, and then I started to pass it around, I started to let other people see what the product was actually doing. You know, once I figured all of that out, then I was like, okay, what's going to keep me here? Like, what are your long-term goals? I always like to think about your long-term versus your small-term goals. They don't have to be mine. I'm going to share with you something right now. They don't have to be mine, but are you here to buy a car? Are you here to have an additional home? Are you here to get your results? Do you have someone or a family conditions that you actually want to change? I hear a lot of people say, I am on my team is legacy. I came up with that name because that is something that I want to be able to leave for my children. You know, a legacy for them to understand. Like I love seeing it. I have my son that's sitting right on over here, my 19-year-old son. And to hear them all talk about building additional businesses. Mom, I'm going to go to school, and they're listening to this from me and Dad. I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get these knowledge, and I'm going to go out, and then I'm going to build my own infrastructure. You know, I'm going to be able to make sure I can take care of myself and my family. And so I go, great. Even now being in network marketing, I'm like, what could this do? Where does this check go? What does it have? So I'm talking to you a little bit deeper because as I start sharing with you how to build this business, you have to have something that you're attached to. Not just the bag of CBD. It's so much more, so much bigger. Out framing out of it, I am a celebrity stylist. I've traveled. I've done so much in that career. I don't even want to run all of it down. But what people would ask me, I used to work 90 hours a week. And they go, how in the world? Like even now, I'm trying to go back and I retired in network marketing. And I was able to stay at home, and I started to miss my career, and I went back and I started working, and I can't even do, like this past week was interesting, trying to stand up on my feet for 12, 14 hours. I can't do, my body is not even allowing me to do what I used to do. And you wanna know why? I don't have the same goals in that area I had before. I wanted to be, I was from Chicago, this is pre-social media. People were telling me I couldn't be a celebrity stylist. Guess who was being flown back and forth to LA every 2 weeks? Working on set, working on film. I wanted to work for BET, I wanted to do ABC, did ABC. I wanted to work with artists. I got an opportunity to travel and work with Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child for 6 to 7 years. And then when all of that went away, I started to notice some of those pains, some of them staying up at night, not wanting to be here because there were all of my checkoff goals were gone. So last week when we just came back and I don't have them, now I really just want to have a different goal list. I love to take care of women. I love to see their faces smile. I love, especially being a proud African-American woman. I went to cosmetology school in Caucasian schools where I saw how they were treated. And I wanted to make sure that when I touched the head, she was treated the way I saw other people be treated. Like that was something that was holds barred for me. Now I still want to do that, but I also want to educate. I want to teach. I want to, I'm a business coach. There's just other things that I want to do. Where even now, if anybody is following me, I have been working out all day, having my own level of excitement. But just to get here to y'all, I'm gonna tell you, my family is on off going to get ice cream. But to get here to train and to coach and to teach you all tonight is my heart now. Like that's where I'm at. I'm really trying to teach people how I built. And I understand teaching you how I built is teaching you to understand how to build. So that's where tonight is actually coming from. So I took off my wall that I actually posted on over here. I wanted to share with y'all something. A vision that's in your head alone is a dream. A vision is just in your head. It's just a dream. You ever woke up from a dream and wish it happened? Have you ever seen yourself in your house, your car? You wish it was that, but you be trying. There's times I press my eyes so tight, so close. I want to just stay in this dream. And I want to actually get it to fruition. How do you get those things? That thing that you wrote down, how in the world do you get it to happen? Well, then what you got to do is you got to make it plain. So I'm showing y'all mine. And I actually have some more cutouts that are actually coming because I have some additional things that I want to put over here. And I want an additional card. There's things I want to do in my fashion. This is me down here. I lost 130 pounds. I got to a size 6. I want to be back. I was very consistent. These are things that I want to do. My next rank is regional. I even found this little cute thing. I am all about my heart, mind, and my wallet. I need it to be fixed, Jesus. Here is my next. Actually, this right here is this is the actual house that we're looking at. And here is this 40,000. I've decided here in this company, I want this company, not my other streams of income, to actually pay for it. This is what I want here. So guess what? That holds me up at night. People ask me, how do you find the motivation to post? My daughter, we were actually just walking on out, and my daughter wants to gain weight. And she said, one of the hardest things in the world is getting your mind to shift to it. She's 16. And I said, yep. And this is why she's heard me say things like this. And I said, this is why we focus on it now. And she said, well, Mama, how do I just get myself to the point where, like, I know I want it bad. How do I get myself to make sure it happens? I said, baby, where is it at? Where's the goal? And this is what I'm telling you tonight. Where's the goal? And then she pointed right here. She said, it's in my head. I said, where is it written out? She was like, right. And then once it's written out, where is it written? In your phone, your alarms. When are you supposed to have your protein? When are you supposed to work out? Where is your plan of action to have it to occur? And she said, Mama, that's why I'm failing. At 16. So not afford that here. I find myself sometimes when I'm having people with conversations with people that I coach and also businesses. And I had a company called I Mentor Branding while I taught business. I'll tell you, that's where I find people miss the mark. It's not this simple. When I start talking to you all tonight, this system is super freaking simple. Did y'all hear me? It's like 2 + 2 being 4. It's really that simple. But if you don't have the thing that you're going after, if you don't have work on these areas of discipline, doubt, frustration, can I do it? I even see some things talking about confidence. Those are the hard parts. Those are the hurdles prior to making all the things that I'm going to teach you tonight work. How does one work on that? Today, somebody asked me a question. You know what? I really want to do X, Y, Z. So if you're on this training tonight, I'm not going to say what it is. I really want to do X, Y, Z, but I'm fearful and I really want to talk to you. And what I said to you was, fear isn't real. If you have a fear, I'm fearful I may not get to the top. Fear is one of those things that we actually can put in front of us, and we can exacerbate it and make it real. I have a fear I won't be successful. Is that a thought or is that a reality? I have to say that all the time. Is it real? I'm fearful I won't be successful. Is that really real? I'm fearful I won't get the car. I won't get the next rank. Is that really real? You got to ask yourself sometimes that. And there are time frames that some will leave themselves out of that fear in these spaces where they don't get it because they didn't do these simple things. No, these major things. Yes, somebody just says, fear is false evidence appearing real. These simple things, the business is simple. The major thing is working on yourself. So let me ask you to write this down. I always love to ask people, and I asked this of the person who sent me this text message today. And I sent her some things to watch. What are you reading? What are you reading? Period. What are you reading right now? What are you pouring into yourself? Now, what are you allowing to be downloaded into your brain, into your mind? What are you reading? If you are someone right now who is suffering from fear, you should be reading things on fear. If you suffer from anxiety, you should be working on anxiety. If time management is your issue, you should be working on time management. Whatever that is stopping you from getting to your next level is what you must work on, because it will always rear its ugly head every single time. And if you really can sit here and think about it, say for instance, it's time management. As soon as you get ready to sit down, how many of you all who suffer from time management issues, as soon as you get ready to do something, something else happens, is not on your schedule immediately? Maybe the baby cries. Your daughter calls you to get picked up. Your husband, because my husband's notorious for this. Somebody said me. Your husband comes on in and asks you to do something else, but you had it in your mind you were going to do this, and you cannot figure out. One of the biggest questions, and if you need this video, I actually had somebody that recorded the video, like was sitting and watching the video and told me she was sitting there in tears. I have a video on my YouTube channel that talks to you about time management. Just how to get it and plan it on out. Once you get over that hurdle, if that's something that is stopping you, the rest of this training will aid. Whatever it is, we all have something. For me, I'll share with you mine's for years, and it's trying to rear this ugly head, has been overwhelmed. See, I'm a woman that can juggle and do 10 things at a time, but we all got something. You ever seen a juggler juggling? Anybody ever been to the circus? You see the juggler juggling and they keep throwing the balls, and then is that one ball that you throw in and knocks all the balls down? For me, that's been mine, overwhelmed. Okay, let's have her do the training. Let's have her do this. Let's have her do this, because she's a woman that likes to finish every task that's on her plate. So let me throw 50,000 things at her. And see, what I've had to learn to do to myself, you know what? You have been delivered. This is what I've had to even say to myself. You have been delivered from this. Take a step back. What book were you reading at that time? Where's your notes? What do you need? And what I realized, I went right back to my notes. I love to journal. So I went right back to my notes that told me, you know what, in the morning time, what you're doing right now, to pinpoint to the problem, what you're doing right now is you're not having the morning for you. You wake up, you now are checking your social media. Look at what's all happening in the world. You get up in the morning and you're changing your morning, where your morning used to be about empowering and pushing you. So now you're up. You're trying to see what this fool Trump said when you don't even care. You trying to figure out what's happening in the world, what's going on with joy, even though these are real things. But how in the world can you pour into others when you're so empty? You're so overwhelmed. My house is full right now. Jesus. It's my husband. I have 3 teenagers. My father-in-law is here, and my husband, my 3 teens, myself, and also my nephew. You can't tell me who is not trying to overwhelm me today. So what I had to do was go back to my own personal notes and say, you know what? Here's your time for you. I literally had to schedule a bath. I had to schedule a workout. I had turned off the phone. Do your notes. Here is my team information I did earlier of highlighting of what I had to do. Take that time. That's a 30-minute time frame. I even have gotten in 2 workouts today, and then come here and do this. And do I feel overwhelmed? No. And the mere fact that I'm not is going to allow me to push myself forward with all the goals that I have to get what's on this board, to get to my next rank, which is regional. To make sure that I coach. I would love to have a team of over 1,000 that's on my board. These are things that I want. So in order to be able to do that, I have to always see what's in the room. And I'm sharing myself, so therefore you can do this for yourself. See what's on my plate. What is it that I'm having the issue with? So therefore I can do my easy job. Because when I start breaking this down to you tonight, I wanted to have so many ahas go off that you'd be like, oh my God, why am I tripping? 2 + 2 is 4. It's something else I have going on that's actually in front of me that I need to rectify and deal with so I can do my easy job. Okay, so I wanted to spend the time with that tonight. because I know it's a hurdle. I see the text, I get the inbox messages. Believe me, I see you all. I always tell people, I see you all, I see you on the training. And I'll even share with y'all something. What I learned, hindsight is 2020, from being in network marketing before, is I would always immediately make myself available and hop on the phone and hop on the phone and hop on the phone. And that was another trick that used to happen to me. So I never got anything accomplished. I accomplished everybody else's goals, but here I am now up at midnight trying to fix the dinner. My kids are eating at 11 p.m. because I've given to everybody else and I didn't create my parameters. So I had to say, no, the frustration isn't with others. The frustration, I always tell people, anytime you find yourself pointing the finger, there's always this thumb pointing back at you. Anytime you can point the finger, you got to always say, what am I doing that I'm playing a part here that I actually could just make a quick switch? And if I make that switch, then I'm able to do what's on my plate. So where am I playing the part? Write that to yourself. Why am I playing the part? Wherever that is, what are you reading? What seminar are you in? Where are you constantly pouring into yourself as a woman or a man, empowering yourself to do this job? Because every new rank, like I always would say in my last company, I'm gonna say it here, every new rank that you're trying to get will require a new you. It will require a new you to show up. You're gonna learn some new things. How many of you all really, really wanted to be director, or you really wanted to be ambassador, and then when you got somebody and they didn't understand or they didn't show up, then all of a sudden you was like, oh Lord, because now it required you to lead. And then those who maybe are listening to this and you are a larger leader, maybe you have a larger team and you realize now you got a whole bunch of people. Have y'all ever tried to just get toddlers? Anybody ever tried to get toddlers to do the same thing? Just toddlers to do the same thing all at the same time. Everybody sit down. Everybody go to sleep. Y'all got multiple kids. Try that and see how frustrating that can get. So just imagine have 1,000 toddlers in one room. And I'm not saying we're toddlers, but imagine trying to get more than one person doing the same thing at the same time. Guess what? That's network marketing. That's what's making systems duplicatable. And that's what's going to get you your income. And guess what? Those are the things that you need. Somebody say, yes, Lord. Those are the things that are your hurdles. But baby girl and sir, what I want to tell you tonight is, what do you do when you see a hurdle? How many of you are, I ran track, my sisters ran track. What do you do, or you've seen track meets? What do you see people do when they get to a hurdle? They jump. They jump. They don't get to the hurdle, see the hurdle, turn around and go backwards. Because what would happen if you see a hurdle? If you saw the hurdle, you in a race, and you get to the race, you get to the hurdle, and you turn around and you go back, how could you ever win the race? And then you get to these positions where, I don't know, I swear, I'm about to get me, I am a Libra. I'm working on somebody who's drawing out my tattoo. I want those scales, and underneath, I want the words resilient underneath, because that's just who I am. Because there's this thing that once you get really connected with your goals, not my goals, not the team goal, but your goal that you have, that's what you show up with. That when you get to the hurdle, and even the hurdle's too high, you'll go under the hurdle. You'll go around the hurdle. You'll kick the hurdle. You'll break the hurdle, because you are so attached to what it is and the reason why you're here that you're going to get it done regardless. You will have a team. How many of you all who say, yes, Lord, will have a team that will show up without you? They'll be on the train asking, where you at, coach? Because then what happens is they become so attached to why they're here. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the last portions of our section, and I'm actually going to talk to you about some important things. Because if you have some things on those goals and those dreams, and you got some things on them boards, and you're like, hey, I want to get this done, we're going to talk about one of the first things that, number one, you need to do when you're in the company. And it's not get binary qualified. One of the first things that you need to do when you come into this company is you need to become a product of the product. Somebody, if you can type this on out into the team page, this will be actually great, into the chat. Number one, you need to become a product of the product. That is a big misstep. You will not buy yourself a bag of small NRG samples because you're going to start your business and you're going to start promoting, and you are going to run yourself to ambassador without having a relationship with the product and being a product of the product. You do not have to have a weight loss journey to be in the company. I want you to understand, you don't have to have a weight loss journey. What you have to have is a relationship with the product. So maybe you're someone who is here who wants to have a skin journey. Maybe you're someone here who loves coffee. Maybe you don't even want to drink the tea, and you're someone who wants to lose weight, and you want to just switch out the old coffee and what you had now, and this new coffee that we have here is burning some additional calories for you, and you love the additional energy. Maybe you're someone who's a health geek. I have someone who's that's on my team that's a nurse, and the #1 product and only product in which she promotes is NutriBurst, and she is constantly buying it every single week because that is something she focuses on. But what is making these people successful to be able to get towards the next rank, to be able to get towards what I'm going to talk to you about being binary qualified, is that they have an association with the product. They love the product. They talk about the product. They share the product. Do you get that? So for yourself, that is something that you definitely want to do as soon as you come into the company. For me, even when because we're going to talk about signing your first 2 reps and what it is to actually be binary qualified, but I'll share with you something personal. For me, I love, one of the things that I talk about here is our run the play. If you've ever seen me hashtag run the play, run the play for us is 10 customers, 10 samples, 5 customers, and 2 life changers. For me, that has been the way I've done this business since I've been in here. And I didn't even realize when I first came into the company that that was actually one of the biggest staples that was in here. One of the reasons why I leaned on 10, 5, and 2 when I speak from an experienced person just in business, was that I knew somebody who would come into this company and would be excited about this company and want to do this as a business was a person that loved, or maybe had an association, loved NRG. For me, I do like the raspberry tea, but lemon tea and herbal is baitering. Like, I have found an amazing concoction about it. I could talk about it all day. As a matter of fact, sometimes when you see me on trainings or you see me doing whatever, you see me with these bottles and I'm drinking them, I have that relationship with them. And then when I connect with another person that loves what I love too, and they're talking about it, they're posting about it, they're sharing it, the simple and easy question then becomes for me, have you ever thought about, you're doing everything that I do, have you ever thought about doing this as a business? And those people then can tell me yay or nay. You know what? Not right now, but maybe later. And then what I do is I write their name. I don't have my book sitting right here. It's over on the other side. I write their name down in a book for myself to be able to remember this is somebody who is potentially interested in this business. So, binary qualified. The reason why I wanted to talk about this tonight is because I've been asked the question by a lot of people saying, do I need to become binary qualified? Well, I will tell you. Let me ask you about your goals. Are you looking to promote in this company? Let me ask you this. Are you looking to promote? Meaning, are you looking to, do you see people that are ambassador? Let's start lower. Let's go direct, apprentice, director, rising star. Do you see those things and say, hey, that is on my visions and my goals? Are you someone who sees yourself as not wanting to just make income off of yourself? You want to make income off of your team's production. If that's you and you're like, yes, that is something that I'm looking for, then this next portion of the conversation is for you. What I did love when I first came into this company is you are able to come into this company and immediately start making income when you come into the company. You can make income through retail. Making income through retail as soon as, that's the #1 question. Do I have to be binary qualified to receive my check? No, you do not. All of our products, when you come into the company, they have a point value. ISOT herbal, 2 bags. The lemon tea, raspberry tea, I'm going to break this down very simple, all have 40 points. So write this down, especially those who've been texting me. I'm not going to say your name, but I see some of y'all, so please write this down. So I can definitely help you on our personal one-on-ones. They all have point values that are associated to them, right? They're all 40 points. How you are paid on your first level within the company is you're paid 50% commission on the retail point value. So what that means is all these products are 40. So say, for instance, you have a person that comes into goes into your store and they purchase from you your tea. This tea is 40 points. So you start to receive $20. You will receive $20. And if you set yourself up for next day pay, which I think is an amazing thing here in this company, then you will receive $20 commission for selling this bag of tea. If you sell this bag of tea and say, for instance, they want raspberry, this has 40 points, this has 40 points. You are paid 50% commission on these points. So 2 of these bags, 40 plus 40 is 80 points. You will receive $40 commission. Amazing portion of this company is you do not have to have a team to start receiving that commission. That's amazing. And also too, I'll tell you, from studying other network marketing companies and being in another network marketing company on my own, this is beautiful. I'm even seeing somebody shake her head because she was in their company with me. This is beautiful. So you're meaning to tell me that the average person, I'll tell you, one of my favorite packages in which I sell is our Freedom Kit, which is 2 herbal bags, a bag of an NRG, and then also NutriBurst. In that kit, it's 3 items. Those 3 items are 120 points. That's $60. So let me even just get you to think about this. This is before I break into binary. So if that's $60, say for instance, you on our program, you get 5 customers. If you have 5 customers that order 3 products, guys, this is, I love to share with my new team. As soon as they come on in, I can show you how to make $1,200 a month without having a team. If you sell 1 a day, 1 kit, and this is how I like to tell you to write it down. Think about this. If you sold 1 kit 5 days a week, say for instance, you only went into work 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and you had 1 kit is $60, and you did that times 5, that's $300 a week. No team, no nothing. That's all based off of your hustle, your sale, 1 a day. Times that by 4, guys, that's $1,200 a month. If you times $1,200 a month, and you all will learn very quickly, I'm a numbers girl, because I always be like, make it make sense to me. You know, like make it make sense to me. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and get my calendar, I'm going to get my calculator. So $1,200 times, matter of fact, we're going to say 300 times 52 weeks in a year. You will have made $15,600 with 0 team. That's with having Saturday and Sunday off. So sometimes people look and see how much people move. To give you an example, I post every single day. I prospect every day. I'm on myself 3 to 5 customers a day, Trey. That's myself. My goals are high, right? I want to make $40,000 a month. So I'm moving different. But guess what? Before you make $40,000 a month, you got to make $1. You got to do $10. You got to do 20. You got to crawl before you walk. So here is a very simple system that will get you here. This will get you $15,600 a year. What could you do additionally if you have, this is your extra income, right? What could you do with $15,600 a year? Buy a car, down payment something, savings, trip, pay for these expensive kids. I mean, for real, I have 3 teenagers, I understand. What could you do? So I always tell people, when you think of your goals, put the goal out there and work backwards to what you got to do to get it. I just gave you a very simple way without a team at all to make $15,600 a year. Now, say for instance, you wanted to take it a step further and you actually want to receive income and you want to promote in the company. The next thing you want to do is become binary qualified. Okay, so I'm going to explain this area very slowly because I do see some that are becoming binary qualified by signing to them that maybe do not understand. So some of you all have been blessed. Okay, hug yourself right now. Some of you all have been blessed. You signed up early and you may look in your back office and you already see people. How many of y'all see that? Say thank you, Jesus, right now. Okay. And you see people underneath you. I see hands right now. You see people underneath you and you're like, oh my God. Well, all I got to do is sign 1 person. No, ma'am. In order for you to be binary qualified, that was a blessing for you. I want you to understand. That's what I say. Hug yourself tight. Thank you, God. you know, because that was something that your upline has been able to do. However, for you to be binary qualified, what you have to do is sign your own first 2 life changers. You must sign your own. And when you sign your own, you have to also too make sure that they're placed on your left and your right. So what I'm going to do is share my screen right now. And of course it's going to move slow because I'm trying to share stuff tonight. Alrighty, so I'm going to share my screen. Alrighty. I'm going to sign into another account. And keep in mind, I do want you to, once I show you this chart, I want you to make sure that you place, if you have a question with this, please place it into the chat area so it can be answered. So what you want to do is go to your My Business tab. You're going to scroll down to Binary Tree Viewer. And when you're in your tree, you're going to see that you have a left side and you have a right side. If you are logging into your left or your right side, like say for instance, you see a whole bunch of people here, but not here, you still have to place someone on your left, and then you have to make sure you place someone on your right to be able to see binary qualified. How does one get to, say for instance, how does one get all the way to see, like where do I place this person, Tracy, is the next question. Well, I love to hit this button right here that places me all the way down to the first person on, to the last person on the left side. You're going to hit that plus button. And then what you will see right here is the person in which you've signed, and you are going to accept them into the organization in the outer left-hand area of the left side, the outer left-hand area. So I'm going to scroll us back on up to the top. And then what you're going to do when you get your second person, you're going to hit this button right here to the bottom right. It's going to take you all the way to the bottom right. Then what you're going to do on the outer right-hand corner, hit that plus sign and add them there. The way to make sure this happens, I always tell people, check this area right here. You're going to go into your area, hit change settings. So it really doesn't matter when you first come in and you become binary qualified and you're going for binary. It doesn't matter if you start out with your left or the right. I always tell people, do not write in here. Don't leave it on balance build. You want to have a level of control of how you're running your business. So first time, hit outer left. And then after you've placed that person, you want to come back in, switch the dial, hit outer right. And you're going to hit save. I'm going to stop that screen share. Does anybody have any question with that portion there about making sure when you get your first 2 life changers, about having other life changers? Do you understand? And if I don't see anything in the chat, that means I can keep going. So do you understand? You need to place the person onto your left and onto your right. That's what makes you binary qualified. What I have seen sometimes is people do not, good question. She said, what about the holding tank? What I've seen sometimes is people have had their person placed, say for instance, they kept it on the right side, right? Say for instance, they have the holding tank, and I'm gonna explain the holding tank. They'll have it on the right side, and they never switch it to the left, and then the next person then follows underneath, and they have 2 people now on the right-hand side. And then you have to submit, if that does happen to you, you have to submit an email with your IBO number. You have to have the IBO number of where you've placed, and you have to get customer service involved, which takes you a couple days. Remember I told y'all hindsight is 20/20? What I want this video to serve as a purpose of is that you don't have to go there. The question that's up here is, what about the holding tank? The holding tank is excellent. However, I want people to understand the holding tank. So when you go in and you place people in your holding tank, that would mean, say for instance, if you sang Jane Doe today, 8:43, that will hold that person in your holding tank so you can go in and place that person where you want them to be. However, if you set your person If you set it, it's almost like your smart chip. If you set it and forget it and you put it in the right area, what will happen is it will automatically, if you do not catch it in time, it will go to the area you want it to be in. Your holding tank only saves you for that only. But here is where I've realized people have missed the mark. The holding tank flushes every evening at 10:59 Central Standard Time. That's 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. And I'm not sure, 2 hours, 8:59 of Pacific. So say, for instance, right now, some people have been thinking it's 24 hours. So say, for instance, you signed somebody tonight, you forgot, you didn't have it on the right side, and it's 8:44. Well, at 10:59 tonight, it's going to flush. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. It's going to flush. It's not 24 hours. It's every night it's going to flush. So what that has taught me, you know what, guys, I even want to say this in this moment because I feel it in my spirit. It's okay. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to. I'm telling you my hindsight 2020s. You know, I'm telling you where I've seen it in my team or where I have it moved, where I've had to send an email. So that's why this video is existing right now, to kind of teach you so you don't have to fumble. You don't have to fumble and go do it. It's okay if you make a mistake. Things can be, you know, it depends on what the mistake is, but things can be altered, corrected. You can learn better, you do better. You will not go into any new situation unscathed. Sometimes people think that if they sit back and they read everything and they know all the manuals up front, that they're still going to do it well, and you're still going to fail, because failure is part of success. Right? How many of you all would love to go back? Okay, I'm in my 40s. How many of y'all would love to go back to 18 years old and redo it? And do it well? Woo-wee, give me my 18-year-old body. I would cherish it a whole lot different than going out to the club, eating them tacos, you know, the tacos on the side of the street. Give me that back. Give me back 21. When I was out here, I would have moved. I would have got out of Illinois and I would have went West Coast and I would have lived there and see what that, yeah, somebody said maybe 21. Okay, give me 21. So there's things that we did that we would shift and we would change. So guess what? But you learned. And I'm able to talk to my sisters. I'm able to talk to people from that have maybe going through those things. And I'd be like, oh, like this 19-year-old in here, I'm able to tell him, baby, sit home, stack your money. Because I just wanted to get outside and spend all of mine. You get that? So I want you to understand, you're going to make a mistake. But you're going to learn from the mistake, and learning from the mistake is going to make you better. It's okay. That's what I want you to tell you today. It's okay. I promise it's okay. Okay. So hopefully I just helped to understand that in the holding tank area. Is there another question for the binary, going binary? I'm going to tap on, if somebody asks me right now, if somebody's going into how do you get life changers? That's coming next. Any more questions about what I showed you about where to place your two people to become binary qualified? Okay, and then the next thing that I'm hearing all the time, and I'll tell you, I have somebody that probably texts me once a week that she wants binary qualified so much. Guys, let me tell you the simple way to get binary qualified. We have this amazing thing here for us. It's hashtag Team Legacy. Run the play. Run the play. The play is 10 samples. And I'm gonna slow this down to get your brain to aha. It is 10 samples. Out of the 10 samples, you want to convert 5 customers. It is not 10 samples, send those out, and then go look for 5 customers. Out of the 10 samples you have, you want to follow up with those 10 samples. Guys, make it small. Do 10 at a time. Don't try to send out, you know what, I go hard or go home. Send out 50 samples. I sent out 60 samples one time, and then it was the hardest thing in the world for me to track them bad boys. And I was like, you know what? That's why you need to. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Take 10. Stop. Write down your 10. Follow up with your 10. Next question is, when should I follow up with them? Guys, it depends on the samples you sent. If you sent a 2-day sample, you should, number one, make sure that they know how to use it. And if you sent a 2-day sample, the answer is follow up in 2 days. If you sent a 5-day sample, you want to make sure that they know how to use it and follow up in 5 days. What did you send? Did you send 1 stick? What did you do? Whatever that is. And the reason why I'm saying it this way, because again, I'm not going to let, if you talk to Tracy, I let nobody make this hard. I'll be like, no, 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 no. Oh, I still don't know when to call them. What did you send them? 2-day sample? Great. When is the samples over? 2 days? When should you call them? 2 days? Great. Do you see that? It's very simple. So whatever that is, follow up with them. Convert them to 5 customers. Okay? Once you have converted out of those 5 customers, it's going to take some time for those customers to use those products. Once those customers use it, you want to have what's called great customer service. Follow up with those people. See how they're doing. Are they, guys, this is home of the lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Y'all heard me say I lost 7 in the first week. After the first week, there are going to be some people that are wowed and blown away. Think about yourself. What I love to study, my background is sales and marketing, so I'll tell you this. I am enamored by buyer behavior. This is not everybody, but this is why I can teach you all this. Most buy just how you bought and you made a decision. Would you be here as a rep in this company if the product didn't work? No. If you drank that tea and it was nasty to you and you couldn't do it and NutriBurst sucked and all of this, what was the likelihood of you actually becoming a rep? Ill to 0. So what you want to do with those 5 people who have actually now turned and became a customer, you want to ask them, listen for the cues. Here are some cues. Oh, girl, this so good. My mom, I want to get some of this for my mom. Potential rep. Someone, you look on their page, they've lost 5 pounds and they're posting their results. Potential life changer. Every time you turn around, they're sending you a text message, asking you new questions about it. Hey, and, oh, here's another one. Do you really, somebody asked me this when they came to pick up, do you really make, she was picking up her stuff. Let me tell you, I was letting her go out the door. She was like, thank you. I was like, okay, if you have any questions, talk to me. Please send me a text message if you have any questions. And she was like, I got one. Do you really make money with this? Come back on up in here. Hey, girl. Yeah. And I started talking. See, they identified themselves. You did too. You called somebody. Think about yourself. This is buyer behavior. You told somebody, I'm ready to do this. How did you join the business? Type it in the comment for me. How did you join the business? Did you text somebody and ask them? Did you call them? Did they call you? Think about how you joined this business. What I will tell you is you're going to find when you ask people about what made them join, it's the same. I called her. Did you see Coach Nick just said she called the person? How did you join the business? Please put that in the comments. The reason why I'm asking you to put it in the comments is because you're helping someone. She called Kelly. Okay, she called. No, I'm asking everybody, put in the chat, what did you do to join this business? Did you inbox the person? Did you text them? How did you join this business? Type it in the comments for me. I messaged my coach on Facebook. So the person came to them. I want you all to see this because this trips people up all the time. They're thinking it's something different. They're thinking it's, oh, I have to be a better business person. She inboxed the person. Yes, because I know this, I inboxed Carrot. The person called me. I called my coach. Do you all see this? Now, out of these people that were here, how many of you all type a 1 in the comment? Type a 1 in the comment if you had used the product. Type a 1 in my comments if you had used the product that made you decide to join. Guys, look at it. Look at the chat. It is lighting up with 1s. That's showing you something. That's showing you that people make decisions based upon what they like. Too many times we get all in our own feelings and fifis, thinking that we did something to make people join. I tell you, you all are great women and men, but you ain't doing nothing. It has to do with their decision. It's them deciding they love this, they want it. Your job as an amazing salesperson is to be there to catch the opportunity. You're to be there. But if you don't follow up and you don't call, or you miss this, or you start looking for customers outside of samples, if you look for life changers alone with no product, you're missing the mark. It is 10 and 5, 10 samples, 5 customers, that turn into 2 life changers. Then what do you do when you finish? Repeat. You do it again. You'll get you another 10. You get those 10, and I call it babysitting. I babysit my 10. Hey, girl, how you doing? What's happening? Do you like that? Trayce, this nasty, girl. What you do? How did you make it? Oh, you shook it? You shook it on up? I had somebody, guys, drink. How many of you all have herbal tea? Thank you, baby. How many of y'all have herbal tea? How many of y'all drink herbal tea? I love the herbal tea. Girl, I had a customer that put the herbal tea in here and didn't shake it. She was like, girl, this stuff is awful. Now listen, she didn't call me to tell me it was awful. I called her to see how it was. And she was like, girl, that stuff was awful. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, did you mix the, I like to put flavored water enhancers in my herbal tea. I can't drink it by itself. I said, did you do that? I had put it in the instructions. And she said, no, I didn't do that. I said, okay. And then she said, it was just so hard to get down because there was so many chunks. And I was like, ma'am, did you shake it? And she was like, oh, no. I said, no, girl, let's do this again. I want you to take it in the bottle. And we're laughing. She said, I was just wondering. She said, I was looking at you online and you be drinking it with a smile. So I'm like, I don't know. I can't do this. I told her to put the little flavor water enhancer in there. This time, shake it. Tomorrow, call me. She was like, yeah. She's like, because I wasn't going to try it. She had bought a 5-day sampler. She said she wasn't drinking no more of that because she thought it was all chalk. So then the next day she did it. She said, oh my God, my favorite is lemonade. That's what you're seeing. This isn't just, I love lemonade Crystal Light. She was like, oh my God, that was so good. I was like, good. Now try the other one. And she was like, okay. She was like, girl, I'm so glad you called me because I had just figured I charged $24.95. She said, I thought I just threw it down the drain. She said, I was going to just call it one. Guess what? This lady was one of my first people in which I started. This lady ordered from me my second time. This lady ordered from me the next month. And then she just came into my inbox and she said today, you know what? This stuff is so good. She said, I cannot believe the results that I'm having. How do I sign up to sell this? Guys, I didn't even get to the part where I could ask her for the life changer yet, but she is receiving results. I was talking to her. I was making sure I followed up with her. And then therefore she asked that question. So I'm telling you, it's doing the due diligence of the 10, 5, and 2. That's run the play. So I'll ask you, when people come to me and they tell me they're struggling on life changers, I always ask, where are you in the play? Oh, I haven't sent out samples. Okay, so we're far away from life changers right now. What we need to do is work on the customer. So let's go send out some samples. Once we get our samples, let's go follow up with those samples. Once we follow up those samples, then we can have a conversation about life changers, because we can't get life changers without them utilizing and using the product. You get that? So for everybody on here that is not in this desiring to go binary qualified, I want you to run the play. I want you to 10, 5, and 2 yourself to death. I want you to get those samples. If you right now, our company, guys, remember I told y'all about that hurdle? Remember I said there are some that get to the hurdle and they jump. And then what if the hurdle is taller than you and you can't jump the hurdle? Maybe you're 5'1" and the hurdle is 5'10". Then duck and go under it. What's the duck and go under it here? Guys, our company has been out of samples for a long period of time. That should not stop you. Buy you a bag of tea and sell your samples or gift your samples. In my salon, we have a bag, we have a big bowl of the samples for people to try. And then we have the retail them for them to buy. It shocks me how every new inventory I get, I have consistently been selling out in 48 hours because I give that sample away for free. They try it right there and they turn around and they want to buy it. I love it. As a matter of fact, I have my own hair care line. The profit margins are bigger in this than my hair care line. So I'm like, y'all better start buying some conditioner. I'll be feeling some type of way. But they turn around and they do it. And maybe maybe I should put a bowl of shampoo and conditioner. But as people are trying it, they're buying it. So I want you to share it. That's how you're seeing this move the way that you have. Now, the next portion of which I'm going to talk to you about is your volume. Guys, I'll share with you this. Every company, some of you all have come with me from a different company. And I want to share with you right now what you always have to do. It's almost like getting a new guy or a new friend. If you left one relationship, you got to leave that relationship and not bring that into the new one. And what I mean by that is the way that we used to get volume before is not the same way here. You got to learn what that looks like here. And what that looks like here is different, but very unique. And I absolutely love it. And so I want to share with you some things right now that are going to be able to help you after you become binary qualified. How many of you all, drop a 2 in the comments for me right now, are trying to go apprentice? Can you drop a 2? I want to know, who am I talking to right now? Drop a 2 if you're in the process right now. No, drop a 2 if you're going apprentice. Please drop a 3 if you're trying to get binary qualified. Okay, right room. Okay, right room. All right. Makes me smile. Good job. Y'all lighten it up. Okay, so what I want to do is end the insanity. Meaning ending the knocking my head against the wall, trying to figure out how am I going to make it. And I want no one at the very first level to then say, hey, I can't. As a matter of fact, remove I can't, because you can. You just have to know how. I'm going to need to take it to the board. I can't get anything that's in my head. I have to know how. Like, I have to be able to write that down, know what it is, and then put my everyday habits into it. Every single day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about going apprentice. Take your notes for here, write your questions too in here if there's anything that I'm saying that you need me to repeat. In going apprentice, what you need, number one, is on your left side, you are going to need 500 points. And on your right side, you are going to need 500 points. Some of the things in which I'm going to address are because of the mass amounts of questions. There is a power leg that you have, and there is a pay leg that you have. I'm going to share the screen yet again so we can talk about your power leg versus your pay leg. Now, what is my power leg and my pay leg? I'm waiting for this to come on up. Okay, so we're going to take a look down here. If you see right here, your power leg is the leg that has the most amount of points. So if you see right here in this category, this right side has 14,748 points. Then you have your pay leg. Your pay leg is always, it depends. It's not to say it's the left or the right. You may look up and you may have this flip-flopped. Maybe your right side has a lot of points and the right and the left doesn't, or vice versa. Your pay leg you are paid of is always going to be, it's highlighted, the lower amount of points. Now, some of you are in situations where, again, I said maybe your upline or your team where you signed up, you may already have points. If you are not, here is why you want to become binary qualified. If you do not become binary qualified, you do not start storing up and start to be able to get what is called carryover points. If you are not binary qualified, each day, each new week, you're 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Each individual new week. Once you become binary qualified, you'll start to notice you are building points. I always like to tell people, I look at this as a savings account on the right side. At some point, this payout gonna be sick. At some point, this right side is going to be there. However, on this left side is where you are building. So you may not have this amount of points. It depends on when you become binary qualified, which is why one of those things you may even have heard your upline say when you first come on in and you want to play that way. And again, I'm a numbers girl. You want to become binary qualified as soon as possible so you can start to build these points. Every night, every week on Thursday, these reset themselves, okay? And we're going to talk carryover in a bit. That's going to be a little bit more. But right now, what you need to know is that you have this power leg and this pay leg. Your pay leg, again, is the smaller amount of the points. Now, depending upon where you are in your positions of where you have ranked, I will tell you right now, if you're going apprentice, that's 10% of commission. Guys, your points is how you're paid. Your points is how you're paid. So each time you are placing an order for a product, you are gaining points for that product. Now I'm going to stop this screen share so I can see a little bit. I'm trying to stop it. It don't want me to. Okay. So the reason why I'm stopping this area, let me see who I can see in here. Okay. So I'm going to start seeing some faces here, and I want to talk to you here. The reason why I'm talking to you more face-to-face in this aspect is because you have to understand not only how you're paid, but how the points come from each individual product. So a lot of you all are frustrated or sending me messages. How do I go? I'm ordering products while I can't, and you just don't understand where the points are coming from. So to give you an example, there's 2 ways to do this. And please type in the chat area if I get confusing, because I will share with you. Hey, Kara, I just saw your face because I ain't even saying anybody. Kara can attest to the fact that Kara tried to explain this to me. And this is why I'm talking slow tonight. Kara used to try to explain this to me in the beginning, and I'll be like, nope, don't get this way. I'll try again. And I'll tell you, a lot of me understanding or being so clear tonight really has something to do with the fact that I really had to get out here and kind of learn. But now I can talk in a different format because I've seen it in different ways. And I actually even just had a conversation with her going, girl, if I would have understood, and she's smiling, I'd be regional right now. Like all day, 90-day regional. That's okay though, because again, I'm okay. You have to be okay with not understanding. You cannot get frustrated. You got to keep going, because if I turned around and I went backwards, then I wouldn't be nothing, right? Like you'd be out the dang on company. Now I just got to reposition myself. But I understand that if I could take another person's anguish off of this, this is why I'm here tonight. Okay. So each product that you have has a point value attached to it. This product right here is 40 points. So I'm only going to work from 40 points. I'm not going higher than 40 points, so I can keep this very easy to understand. Okay. So 1 bag of tea is 40 points. When someone comes into your organization and they order this 1 bag of tea from your website, your drop shipped website, in your point value, you get 10 points for the tea. Okay. You get 10 points. Now, this bag of tea is 40 points. You have 2 options here. You can get the 10 points, or you can get the 40 points to go into your pay leg. When I started to understand this, I started to make my money a little bit faster. I started knowing the numbers were moving there. I see faces doing like this. So you like, which one do you want? Please type it in the comments. Do you want 10 points? And remember, you're paid a percentage off of what you get. Do you want 10 points, or do you want 40 points in your organization? Which one do you want? And we're only going to talk about 40. Guys, we can talk about kids. We can do whatever. We want to keep this simple. Everybody wants 40, right? So what I learned, y'all ready to see what I learned? And I want y'all to understand too, I learned, even though my coach, she's amazing, she told me this. She did. It did not click. So this is what I'm telling you. You're going to make a mistake. I love to tell people I make mistakes. You got to laugh at it, and you got to move on, and you got to keep going and not get yourself against the wall and just keep going until you get it. Okay? So it's okay. What's funny is y'all still typing 40. Everybody going, show me how to get these 40 points into this leg. So what you want to do, I'm going to go into, my computer's frozen. Hold on. It's frozen. We're going to log back on in. Look, it is what it is. It just don't want me to, okay, there we go. I guess it don't want me to log back in. So what I'm going to do is go into my business. And this is what I do. Now remember, this pay leg in this example is where? It's on the left-hand side, right? So what you're gonna do is go into my business, and please take notes on it too. You're gonna hit binary tree viewer. On the very left side, and I'm gonna go slow. You see here in this arrow, you're gonna hit this arrow, and it's going to take you to the very bottom leg on the left-hand side. It's showing right here, this person. What you would do is take this ID, log into this ID at the very bottom, place the order in the shop tab. The shop tab. How do you place an order in the shop tab? You're going to go into that person's account. You would need that person's login information. You're going to hit the shop tab. You're going to place the order. What I like to do is I like to get my customers' information. I actually start grabbing my customers' information. You can have the person to Square Cash you the money. They can Chase Quick Pay you the money. You know, they can take the information and give you the actual cash. And then I'll log into that account. So say, for instance, we're going to go to that one product. Because again, we're going to stay with just a bag of tea. You're going to hit add to the cart. Okay. You have that cash now. You take the cash amount, take the tax and the shipping. You're going to hit proceed to checkout. Once you hit proceed to checkout, you are going to change this information to the customer's information that the product is going to be shipped to. You're going to change this up. So say, for instance, we're sending it to Jane Doe. And we're sending this to So we're going to send it to 22 East Chicago Avenue. You're going to send that customer's email and that customer's phone number. You're going to click verify address. You're going to hit ship to address. Once you get here, and there's a step that I did not do prior to. So I'm going to tell you what I do right here. You have two options. You can, and I'm trying to go slow because it can get confusing. Right here, what you can do is select the credit card. No, I'm sorry, you're in another person's information. I'm sorry, let me get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here because there's one step that I do prior to, and I don't want to be confusing. How many of you all know how to run points to a customer's account? No. Okay. The reason why I'm getting out of there, that is the way to do it. But usually what I have done, and I'm going to go back in here and share the screen. Usually what I have done is I went into my back office. I have purchased points. I've taken those points and ran them to the Life Changers account. And then when you go into that individual area, it will allow you to pay for that order with points. So if I'm confused, okay, I'm seeing shaking. Now I'm going to show you how to run points. So still remember that, because I'm going to go and I'm going to do the steps again. I just totally forgot about you have to actually run the points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen yet again. And I'm going to go like this is my account. What you want to do is go first. So sometimes, say for instance, this amount is $79.95. I know sometimes that's what it is with the shipping and the tax for me. What you're going to do is go into your back office. And again, this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel actually tonight. So you can scroll through to the points that you're going to need to do this for yourself. So you're going to go into your back office. You're going to hit credits and points. Okay. Then what you're going to do is go to TLC points. Add to cart. Once you go here, say for instance, it's $79.95. And we do have, I'll share with you this, we do have a video in our team pages, and I'm sure they're in both teams. I know there are 2 teams that are in here on how to transfer points. If you need that video again, I definitely can tag you in that video. So therefore you understand how to add points to your account. It's a 2-minute video, and this is extremely simple. But I know when you first hear it, again, when you hear it the very first time, it may not make sense. It's okay. I can explain this now back to front, but I had to repetitively keep doing it before it made sense to me. So what you're going to do is hit the credits and points. You're going to hit here, which says add to cart. You would change this to $79.95. And if you see over here in the right-hand side, you see how it came to $79.95. You would then proceed to the checkout. You're going to pay for those points on your account. I'm not going to do it because I would actually pay for it myself. You would pay for this on your account, and you're going to have those points in your possession, in your account. So say for instance now, and I have to use a scenario basis because I'm not going to purchase these in this account. This is actually not my account. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit, once you have purchased your points, you're going to hit My Business. Once you hit My Business, you're going to scroll to the very bottom and you're going to go to Point Account. Once you have your points, you're going to see $79.95 that's going to pop up here in this transfer area. You're then going to hit transfer. And then you would put in that number of that person that you found in the bottom of your organization, that bottom in your pay leg, you would put in their number. You can search here for whoever you want. Let's see if I have somebody that pops up with this name. No. So you see right here, here's a customer count. You would click to choose that customer or that life changer, and you would transfer those points to that life changer's account. So then that person would have $79.95 or in their account, 80 points. Sometimes I always just round it on up just to make sure that they have enough in that account. Once you've transferred that to that life changer's account, then what you do is log into their back office. You would hit the shop tab and you would shop, just like how you would normally do. And when you got ready to purchase, the credits would be available for you to use in that account. And you would look up and have 40 points into your pay leg. Now I'm going to stop because even as I'm explaining, I'm going, whoo! Does anybody have any questions about that section? Just about how to get 40 points into your pay leg instead of the 10 points for the one bag of tea. Type it into the chat area. And I'm waiting because there's usually a delay on my side before I see it. Does anybody have any questions on those? What I am going to do in my YouTube channel, I'm actually going to paste a link when I upload this video of how to transfer points. So therefore, it's a 2-minute video that you can walk, you can actually see the transfer of the points and how to use it that way. Okay, this is a great question. How do you make sure the customer is in the leg you want it to be in? It automatically, are you ready for this? Every time you have a customer, anytime you bring in a customer, it automatically goes to your pay leg. There's no way you can move it. There's no way you can shift it and take it and move it around. It goes into your pay leg. So anytime you have a customer, it goes into your pay leg. When you want to place that order in that leg, you have to make sure, and I'm going to do it again for you. When you want to place the order in that leg, you want to go to share. I'm sorry, go to share. Ha, that's funny. Okay, so if you want to place the order in that leg, you would go to My Business. And remember, on this account's pay leg is the left hand side. Go to binary tree viewer. Then what you're looking at is these arrows. So being that the left side on this account, yours may be left, it may be right, it can flip, it can change, but it's always the lesser amount value that is your pay leg, always, okay? So on this left side, you want to hit this left arrow and it's going to take you all the way to that person's bottom. So this is Taisha. So you would contact Taisha, get her logins information, and you would be placing this right here into Taisha's box. So therefore it goes into your pay leg. I'm looking for a question. If I'm buying points in my own back office, where do the points go? This is an amazing, great question. If you are buying, okay, the question is, if I'm buying in my own back office, where do those points go? If you buy in your own back office, it goes up. It does not go in your pay leg. Do you get that? If you're shopping in your own back office, they go nowhere in your organization. They go up in your organization. So to give you an example, you saw that Taisha person. If I'm purchasing in Taisha's leg, and I'm going to show you something amazing. She said, got it. I'm going to show you something amazing. And let me share y'all this. Yolanda, I'm going to call your name out on this trading. Pay attention to this because this is awesome for us that we did not have before. Are you ready for this? When I learned this portion, it was game changer for me because you know how in network marketing, what we do or how we're paid is from others. But I'm a team girl. I don't know about y'all. I'm an ex-cheerleader. I'm still a cheerleader. What I love about this business is that when I place orders, it helps other people in the organization too as well, when I place them down this low. So to give you an example, we're going to use this person right here. We're going to use Tamra. If I place an order in Tamra's office, guess what? The points roll up to Azalea and they also roll up to Dina. The same points. Do you get that? If you go down low in your organization and you place the points back into your organization, it helps to pop promotions and income increase for your entire team. Did y'all hear that? So let me share with y'all something. That is how, let's go back here. When you look at these points and they're like, how are these points accumulating? Let me show you. That's one of the reasons why is because I'll share with you this right side, this person whose account that I'm in, this right side is also my right side. So when I place orders in my left and my right side, I always go to the very bottom to place those points. So look at what's happening to this account. This person is sitting here because they got binary qualified early. Are you listening to this? They're accumulating points. They now have 14,000 points just because of those points being added at the bottom of the organization. Do you get that? That's amazing. Awesome. So I've been ordering under myself. I should order, yes, you should not order under yourself. You want to order under the person underneath you in your pay leg. Those points will then roll up in that leg to everybody. And then guess what? You will not have 10 points. We only want one bag of tea. One bag of tea to keep it simple. You won't get the 10 points. You'll get the 40 points. Now let me freak your brain out just a little bit more. Now we're going to go onto a kit. Going onto a kit has 3 products. Now I'm going to share with you because Yolanda, once your brain get this, I see her face do it like this because I know you're a numbers girl, but I'm a numbers girl too, but I can't move numbers if I don't understand the numbers are moving. So in a kit, you have 3 products. I want to show y'all how simple it is to go apprentice. Are y'all ready for this? Because some people have been trying to go apprentice And I'll tell you, I talked to my upline and I went, girl, I could have went apprentice day one. I could have went director day one if I understood, if I totally get it. So that's why I'm trying to help you clear it on up a bit. So if you have a kit comes with 3 products. Those 3 products have 40 points per product. 40 times 3 is what? 120. Remember that commercial, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? How many kits does it take? If we have 500 points, how many kits do you have to sell, guys, at 120 points? How many kits do you have to sell to go apprentice? Type it in my comments. I'm not going to give you the answer. I want you to think about it. 500 points on a leg, it's 120 points. How many kits do you need to sell to go apprentice? In that one leg, 5. Did y'all hear that? Remember that way at the very beginning of the training, I taught you how to make $1,200 a month? If you sold 1 kit, if this left side sold 1 kit, the left side sold 1 kit a day, and the right side sold 1 kit a day for 5 days, baby, you apprentice. I'm so happy I see all your teeth. I told somebody tonight, girl, when you get on the training tonight, I promise you, you're going to get it. Just get on the training tonight. I promise you're going to get it. There's also other ways. There is signing your distributors. I'm going to drop some nuggets and some ahas because they need to be dropped. When you bring people into your organization and you allow them to sign with a bag of tea, when you allow them, and you got to hear me on this, you slow them up. You slow that person up and you slow yourself up. The reason being is if you see how these points go, when you come into the organization, there you go. I've seen so many faces and I love that. You slowing people up because you're bringing in 40 points into your organization. You are paid 10% commission on the volume you bring in. So when you're signing a bag of tea, you made $4 in your binary commission. Do you see that? That's 10%. Is the ahas going off? And then also too, when those people are coming out and they want to do this amazing, because this business is amazing and these products are absolutely amazing, guys. And they can't sell a full kit because they only have a relationship with the tea that they may not use on a regular basis. How could they ever sell 5 kits? They don't have them. So when I even just did my research, because I did some other videos and I saw how they had other kits, I see now that's where the kits have actually come from. Kits are complete packages. They're also complete packages to sign your new distributors. So when your new distributor comes on in, how many points, please post into the chat, how many points are in a kit? 3 products, how many points? 120. Do you see that? Do you see the big difference in your 40 and your 120? I want your ahas to go off tonight. 120. We need 5 of those. How many of you all, please do this for me. Drop a 4 in the comments. How many of you all have hit G5? I see it going up in my team page all the time. How many of y'all hit G5 in a day? I know it because I'm celebrating you. I'm going, girl, oh, would you put this in there right? I'm like, oh my God, do you understand what you're not doing? And guess what? I used to do it too. I just want y'all to understand that. I used to do it too because I didn't get the math, which is the reason why I'm sharing with you all the formula, and I'm taking some time out tonight to make sure you understand the formula. And this training, I'll tell you, this training is for the person or the people that need to see it slower. That's why I'm talking so slow tonight, and I'm not throwing so many things at you, and I'm trying to keep one at a time because it's for that, because I see right now, and I'm going to speak to my team. When I look down and I see there are a few of us There are a few of us that are having these higher volumes, and the mass of us have small volume. And guess what? This is a team effort. So if I don't teach you how to make more money, it doesn't matter what my check is if your check is steady saying small. Now, there's a difference in the person that does not show up and try. But there's also a difference if you don't understand. If you're just not putting the nuggets together to get it. Guys, it is literally 5 and 5 to go apprentice. And let's do another one just so you know, because director is where you open up. That director, I told you, my goal, when I set a team goal of what I wanted to do, is I want all of my team to reach, those who are binary, to reach director and be making a minimum of $500 additional a week. A minimum. Now, I did not say make your minimum your maximum, but that's a personal goal for myself. But I understand that if you don't understand it, you can't do it. So 500 times 52 weeks, guys, that's $26,000 a year. $26,000 a year. I told you I was a numbers girls, right? For real. Oh, and I'm one of those that want all my dollars. I want all my coins. So how are we going to get all of our coins? We got to understand how we're placing volume. We have to understand and be more responsible for how you're bringing people into your organization. You need to bring people into your organization at the 120. And then also for you, guys, there is a, I don't know if Kara's still in here, if she can send it to me, because I want to post it on the team page. Kara, at the very beginning, post how many smart chips that you need to have. Remember that email? It came from corporate or something somewhere that said how many smart chips. Can you give me that? I want to put that out here for you all, because here's another Miss Mark. I posted in our team page. Out of our team, we have, it's over 100 and something now. I think it's over 120, and I'm so excited about that. But out of our team, we only have 45 that are on 120 smart chip. Now, yes, it's everybody's choice. However, let me tell you, do you understand the shift? Do y'all see what's happening in this world right now? Y'all, I'm just gonna sidebar for a second. Today, I sat in my car in utter silence when I watched the Democratic Party that was not African American, all in kente cloth. Did y'all see that? Take a knee. What? It's not that I'm not grateful. I don't know how to process all of this. I'm just for real. I know I'm just, it's not a negative. I'm trying to process. Do y'all see the shift? Even what's happening to me too is God is in my brain. God is having his way. Even though we're saying somebody redo 2020, throw it in the garbage. I am now starting to more and more come into the realization that 2020 has to happen to get the most amazing 2021. Look at this. It gotta happen. It has to happen. Kara, remember our late night? Trust the process. Like literally, trust the process. Because I never in all of my years, and even my father-in-law is here, and as we're walking the trail, he was like, I never thought I'd see this day. Like, what is happening? And we haven't even seen. They throwing, I mean, I can really go some places. Confederate pieces that I've been looking at, people are taking them down. And 50, what? Black Lives Matter. Wait, what? The street. Have y'all really taken the time back? And I'm telling you, I'm saying y'all because I know the ahas I'm having. Have you taken the time to just sit back and see what's happening on a larger scale? Not just from where it's affecting you individually, but look at the world and what's happening. I live in a predominantly non-African American city. And in this city, it's more of them protesting Black Lives Matter. I'm so stuck. When you look at it from a whole, you get it? When you look at it from a whole, that's a shift. It's a shift. So let me ask you this. What would happen in your business if everyone shifted? Because see, we think in customers, but remember when I just shared you, when you place your order, it rolls up. So guess what? We have to get out of the mind frame. And I'm just going to speak on it, because one of the things that used to drive me insane in my salon and in my business is that I put my business together, and I used to have this thing called partner potting. And I don't own the salon anymore, this style of salon. And the partner potting was because I graded each individual person upon their strengths and their weaknesses. And the total focus of the salon was to get the customer out on time, to get her happy, to get all of her services done, so therefore she would return and come back. And one of the most amazing things about my business and brand is that I had a 5-star, and I was very, very proud of that. But the reason why was because I was customer focused. And in being customer focused, that means we had to pull everybody together to get the job done. What partner potting means, if this person came in for an amazing haircut and you're a junior stylist, maybe you don't do the haircut. Maybe Tina does the haircut because this customer is here for an amazing haircut. She's here for color. Oh, we need to call this person. So on each individual person's ticket was a different person per services. And it was called a partner pot. So I'll share with y'all outframe a bit. When I went on in, my business coach at that time was Tony Robbins, and Tony shared with me the way that my brain worked was network marketing. I was not in network marketing yet, guys. And I was like, yeah, no, I want a franchise. Nah, you would really do better, because the way you're functioning and the way your head is working, I don't know if people are going to connect on to that, and it's relying on people. Fast forward, what I'm talking to you right now is that partner potting freaking system. It's basically saying your sis, I don't even say sis, I know people say sis all the time. Sis, if your sis underneath you did 120, I'm saying it from y'all perspective, sis, did 120 and it rolled up to you, and you did 120 and it rolled up to her, and she did 120 and it rolled up to them, and he did 120, a lot of y'all would just pop by 5 people in your organization going 120. You don't even need a customer. But you want to know what used to tick my off? People would be so not, and it wasn't in mine, it wasn't that they didn't get it, because I explained it in detail. They didn't want to. This person's going to make more than me, or they're going to get faster than me. Or, well, wait a minute, I'm only director, and that person's going to make that person rising star. See, if you come, when I tell people, when you think, mindset is everything. When people think and act in that capacity, it's from a place of lack. And it's a place of non-trust. I can't spend that extra. Yes, you can. You got the money. You bought the extra whatever. You have it there. And if you appropriated your funds just the way we do, how many of you all take money on out to pay the gas bill? You take money out to pay the mortgage. You take money out to pay the car note. In a business, in all business infrastructures, you have to take money out to pay the overhead. That's how it goes. So if you took the money out to pay the overhead, you took the money out to reinvest back into the business, your business will pop faster. And guess what's going to happen? All sisters are going to matter. All sisters are going to make income. This funny. I feel like somebody downloading this. This ain't even me. All sisters is going to win just because you played the cards correctly. My brother said to me the other day, my brother's in this business, and I hope he one day sees this video. Because one of the reasons why I could barely get into network marketing is because he said to me, I ain't got time for pyramids. I said, what the heck you think you're doing? He said, no, network marketing is pyramid. I said, everything in this country, especially business formats, are pyramids. Let me prove it to you. When you work for Walmart, there's a CEO. He sits at the top. There is a vice president. There is a secretary, all the way down to the very bottom person that rings that says, welcome to Walmart, how may I help you? That is a pyramid. This government is a pyramid. We have our president. We have the Republican Party. We have the Democrat. Everything you do is a pyramid. It's how you work it. The beauty of network marketing is as such. When you work in other pyramids, you are capped. You're capped. You went to school for this amount of time frame, and what I have decided is that for this period of 52 weeks, you will make $32,000. You will make $60,000. you will make $80,000. See, when people now are determining they want to be in these businesses and they want to be as entrepreneurs, it cannot be because you don't want to be told what to do or you want to own your own. I want to put my name on. No, you have to see it from the aspect of, I want no cap. I want all my coins on the table. I want all my freedom. I want it all. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all read personalities. People ask me all the time, it all depends on when you meet me. I am a red yellow. What that means is, from James's perspective, I am a shark first. And what's the yellow one? Not a dolphin? Second. But I'm a shark first. Look at Kara. Kara is a dolphin first. That's why she's a dolphin flip fin first. Trayce is not. Trayce is like do 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 do. Ding! I'm going to go find it. So that's why I decided to do this training tonight, to get y'all to understand there is a bullseye and you got to have the right thing to hit the target. And what I can clearly see, my nickname in business is Eagle Eyes. It's because I can see things sometimes that you just can't see. I'll be sitting here like, oh God, I'm going to sit here. Right now, I know that I'm not the person that wants to win the lottery. I want to work for it. I'm not going to wait. By the time you give me the lottery, I'll be done made it. So I'm sitting here in this space going, here is my lottery. I had a meeting yesterday. I'm not going over here today about make up your own mind. So if you're on this training, you've made up your mind and you determine you want to be here. Now that you've determined you want to be here, let's play the game. Let's get what we're due. How do we do that? We need to shift. We need to shift. These 40s and 80s, let me tell you this. I'm not going to say 40s and 80s. After today, 40s and 80s are spirits of lack. After today. Prior to today, you ain't know. You can't be held accountable for what you don't know. But you have to invest into your business. And what I'm sharing with you is ways, guys, in my last organization, and the person who I'm shaking out, you just right in front of my face, Yolanda. She was in my other business, and we used to trip them out so much. It's how fast I moved. I moved into top VIP status, and she's shaking her head, in 11 months. I was making 6 figures in 11 months. And everybody kept saying to me, Trayce, you was making 6 figures in 11 months because you was an entrepreneur. And I was like, baby girl, no. The reason why I'm making 6 figures here is because once I learned the rules of engagement, I did the rules of engagement. Y'all told me we had to do 1, 2, 3. I'm doing 1, 2, 3. And I couldn't question I made sure that those people who had came before me, I was following those steps of what they said they did. And guess what? Because their hindsight was then my 2020, I followed it. Yes, there was rocky roads. Yet people quit on me too. I said that people will quit on you. Guess what? And they're not quitting on you. They're quitting on themselves. They don't see the vision. They don't see the plan. It's not their time. You cannot get attached to that. Your job is to do your job. Your job is to run the play. Your job is 10, 5, and 2. That's your job, 10, 5, and 2. And then when you're stuck, you're supposed to ask yourself, where am I stuck in the play? That's it. And everybody that you bring into your team should be 120. That's a non-negotiable. You want to know why? Because when people come in, guys, one thing that I've sat around here and I've watched, and I can only speak from my eyes, I love our amazing stories. There's been some things that people have really been able to do, which is absolutely great. Have y'all heard have you heard these stories and wish they were you? I even was on the thing last night listening to the young girl, the 20-year-old, Manaya. And I was listening to her story and I was like, wow, that's amazing. But let me tell you something. Every story all has a commonality. They all follow in the play. They're all doing the play. They all had to trust. They all had to not have and keep going. They all hit their heads. They all had people walk away. They all had private things that they had going on. They all, including this one here. I haven't been on these trainings right now, guys, because I'm battling some crazy inflammation. I'm burning right now from my stomach to my knee. It is the weirdest thing in this world. This is absolutely weird. But then one thing that I had to say to myself, okay, we got to shift, we got to change some things, but then what we got to do is we got to turn back around and we got to come back on out, and you got to teach your team. It's okay to fall off the bike. My nephew did it today. My nephew, we were riding and we were doing the walk. He fell off that bike so many times. But do you want to know what's funny? And I wish I could bring him around here so you can see how many Band-Aids this little boy got on his knees. He's 7 years old. But do you want to know the most amazing thing he did? He got back on the bike. And eventually he's going to learn how to ride this small bike. Eventually he's going to be on a mountain bike. That's here too. That's here too. Now, how do I, and we're about to wrap on up. How do I, if I'm in that space, you saying, okay, she coming at me talking about that's from a place of lack. Every business, when people look at my social media, my Instagram page has 29,000 followers. And they'll go, oh, that's why. Because she got 29,000 followers. And I'll go, no, at one point I had one. At one point I had one follower. At one point it gets to 10. In order for me, I have built my brand to over 7 figures. I remember when 6 figures was a dream. I do. I remember when I even thought, how many of you all, and don't even put this in the comments because I don't want to say anything to anybody, but do you remember if you've made 6 figures, when 6 figures, you kind of treated that like you was a millionaire? I remember if I could have got to 6 figures when I was making $14,400 a year. Y'all hear that? $14,400 a year. I was like, when I get to 6 figures, everything's going to be okay. And then I realized when I got to 6 figures, that's a whole lie and the truth ain't in you. And then I realized too, when I got to 7, now my kids are older and they coming around here asking for, my son sitting right here asking me to go to a college that's $40,000 a year. The stretch is a little different. You live and you learn. You keep going. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I find myself saying that over. I tell y'all that every day. I do. And I want everybody to understand that that comes from a place of getting you to the next place. It is not a place of looking at you and looking down upon you. It's at a place of saying, you watch all these stories, you watch Mania, you watch all these people. Until you buckle down and do the play, those stories are out, they're dreams. They're just dreams. And what I would love to see in my team is people to make those dreams reality. That's the thing. I've sat back with numerous of my people, my friends, my circle, and I always go, my friend just said the other day, she said, if your team really understood, sometimes I'll be sitting around walking and talking to her just about things that I want in my team. And she's like, if they just really understood, you really just want to see them win. I have somebody that's on here. I was talking to her the other day. I was like, I get mad. I don't get mad at you. I get mad at listening to all the dreams that people have, and they let the slightest thing take them off. The slightest thing. We ain't got no samples, and you done. Like, dang, it just took samples? Like, that's it? Like, that's all? Your order was late in the middle of a pandemic, and you're done. What? I mean, what happens when you sneeze? Like, seriously, this is why I get mad. I don't get mad at you. I get mad at the hurdle. That's why I talked about it in the beginning, that you don't jump, that you don't slap, that you don't kick, that I understand that one thing, like everybody is here. When you come into these type of things, I even realized it when I came into my last network marketing company. Oh my God, when you come into this, it's designed to build somebody different. It is. It's designed because I share with you, every place that you're going next will require a new you. So it's designed to stop that procrastination. It's designed to stop the complaining. It's designed to teach you multitasking. Like, seriously, that's why it seems so hard, because it's shifting you individually. So how do I get to these places where I can get to these 120s? When you take in your profit, I'm gonna answer this short question for you. How do I get it? I don't have it. You use your business's income to reinvest back into your business. When you get your first bags of tea and you start selling them, get you a separate account. Take that money, sit it to the side. It is not yours yet. It takes money to make money. When people come into these businesses and they be like, I just want to sign the business and I don't want to pay nothing. And I'll be like, well, tell me where you find that at. That's called a job, yo. That's a job. It's not an entrepreneurship position. You will invest money to make money. Just so you know that. You will invest to make. Take it, put it in another account. Use it, buy your 3 products. And here, what you can do, buy you 3 products to sell samples to make more money. Invest that, because guess what? You have to write down somewhere, if that's your position, I will not stay here. Because if you don't start casting it on out, it's going to stay. I will not stay here. I will not be into a position where I am a grown woman where I do not have extra. I am a grown man and I do not have extra. If you don't start casting that stuff and saying it, it stays. It stays because we don't work on it. It's the same thing about that organizing and getting yourself together. And here's the last statement. If you have built this business into another business, say for instance, this is your 5th stream of income, because guess what? Some of y'all it is. Some of y'all got multiple streams. Do not treat this additional stream. How many streams of income? Type in the comments. How many streams of income does it take to make a millionaire? How many streams does it usually take for most people to make a millionaire? We just seen this meme everywhere. Y'all have been on Facebook and Instagram. I see everybody. 7. It is usually 7. So if you desire, that doesn't mean that the 7 will, because if you're making $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, they won't add up that way. But usually people it takes 7 streams to do that. So what does that say? That says in order to make that amount of money, you need to learn to multitask. So if you keep saying, I can't do this because I got this to do, I can't do this because I got this to do, you're talking yourself out of your future. Because you got to multitask to get to that point. But there's skills. Everybody starts somewhere. That's not where you start now. It's not. You got to crawl. What does a baby do? The baby learns to bottle their head. The baby starts to scoot. The baby pulls themselves up. The baby teeter-totters. The baby falls. Would you tell the baby that failed one time, you might as well forget it. You ain't gonna never walk? No. Would you tell your daughter or son that who fell off the bike? You tell them to keep going. How many of you all have teenagers right now and you understand that the mass amount of teens, forget teens, let's go preteens, the mass amounts of things that they have going on. Would you tell them to quit as soon as things got hard? No. We as parents, we as sisters, we as big brothers, fathers, we teach people to readjust themselves. But then when it comes to us, and I'll tell you because I've been here, when it comes to us, we don't do the same. We get to, you know what? I'm just too busy. I can't. This is the reason why I brought this board. You got to write out yours. What are your goals? What are you trying to do? And then understand when you're trying to do them, the bigger the goal, the bigger the boulder coming at you. But it builds things. Diamonds make pressure. It builds things. And it's okay. So I hope, I didn't expect tonight to be, I knew it was going to be at least an hour and a half. I just don't like telling y'all that. But I knew it was going to be at least an hour and a half because in order to explain, I feel sometimes, I'm a mom. I'll share with you this. I'm an educator. I used to teach for L'Oreal in business development. I have a business coaching business. I work with people one-on-one in businesses. And I'll tell you, there are multiple, here's where you miss the mark. There are multiple learning styles. There are multiple learning styles. There are some people, so I tell people, don't be so frustrated when you have asked, here's something I feel in my spirit. You have asked for God to bless you to become binary. You have asked for God to bless you to go to the next level. And then as soon as somebody doesn't get it the way you want to, or in your immediate facet, you're so quick to turn it away. Instead of understanding everybody's different. We all learn different. Some people are auditory. Some people are visual. Some people really do need to read the book to the front to the back before they can actually move because their feet is stuck in quicksand. It's okay. Tonight's training was about really slowing it down for that person. It really was. For me, myself, I also have 3 teenagers that I am a visual learner, guys. You could tell me something until I'm blue in the face, but if I don't see a picture of it and I don't see the action, that's what makes me an amazing hairstylist. I see shapes when I haircut. I see colors. I see the undertones. I'm so detailed. But if I don't have a visual that goes with it, and when people call me and they be like, if y'all doing this to y'all stylists who visual, they be like, yeah, I want the left side to be over my ear. And then if you can hit this, we be going, what are you talking about? Girl, when you get here, I can see it. Bring me a picture. Your stylist ever told you that? Bring you a picture. That's a learning style. That's why most artists are visual. And some people are not. You find some people in business that are more admin that don't see pictures. So they need to have the hearing. They need to be able to see. They need the bullet points. If you throw a bullet point at this, y'all see how smart I am? Throw me a book, I'm gonna throw it back at you. I'm like, hold on. Can I get the module first? Can you show me the little whatever? And then I place them back forward. So I'm sharing something with you because we all are unique. We all are special. We all have a lot of different differences. We just really do. When you have things in network marketing, tools are amazing. This right here will be for that person that likes that amazing amount of detail. And I will be able to do another training for going binary that's probably 30 to 40 minutes. That's for the person like me that needs you to get to the point. But that's not everybody. So I hope tonight really kind of slowed it down. Got you to understand. How many of you all now feel that you're able to go apprentice? How many of you all feel like you understand it? Can you put me in the comments? Do you feel like you have enough now to understand what you need to do? Yay, that just made my heart smile. Then it was worth my 2 hours. It was worth my total 2 hours. Where's my husband gave me? Ooh, my husband bought me a piece of ice cream about an hour ago, and I set it down somewhere, and this probably melted. But if this was worth for me that entire 2 hours, I hope that this definitely, so many light bulbs went off. So worth it. Great. I am going to take my time. I'm not going to bed tonight until I have this uploaded. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, which is Coach Trayce Madre. And if you hit that top button that hits subscribe, every time I upload a new education piece, it will alert you and let you know. Because I guess sometimes people are like, is it uploaded? If you hit that subscription button, it'll let you know when the new training is there. And I'm also too posting out my training sessions throughout the week. I'm coupling out some training sessions with some grinds, meaning we will actually work through the training. So say, for instance, to give an example, and I'm going to leave this on this recording. Say, for instance, tonight we're going to go get a customer, or we're going to go get a kit. It will also then be coupled in with where we're placing the volume. So we may be texting, responding to people, doing follow-ups. And as you actually get the customer, I will be teaching you how to place it in your back office in the correct area. You get it? So I want to do some working trainings. And some of these trainings I'll just have as a replay. You get it? So I'm actually going to post those out. So I thank you for your time. I watch these numbers stay high the entire time. So to me, that's never of my ego. To me, that says it was value in the room. That's what I'm always looking for. Am I talking to the wall? Do you get me? Does this make sense? Because to me, now what I'm looking for is I'm looking to see people pop apprentice. I'm looking for people now to have the understanding of why you need to be on your 120, and you all need to help each other as you're bringing people on in. So these promotions pop faster for you. Your volume increases for you. Your percentage increases for you. That forget that baseline. Like I just really feel some of you all are going to it's going to have commas in your check every week. And that doesn't mean that it's not, there's no cap here. It just means some people's light bulbs are going to go off so amazing tonight that they're just going to get to work. It's just, it is what it is. Do you get that? And then some will do later. And guess what? The last person that crosses the finish line still crosses the finish line. We just want to make sure that they cross the finish line. Okay? All right, guys, you have an amazing, you are very welcome. I see so many light bulbs. I see thank you. You are very welcome. You have an amazing rest of your evening. By the time you wake up in the morning, you will see the training schedule that I have available for the rest of the next week.